Hello, everyone. This is Mark Blanton from the Real South Africa. And of course, we have,
Latasha Blanton, the Real South Africa.
I hope everybody is doing well. And I hope everybody's doing well. It's good to be back live. Everything it's been good here in South Africa. We've had a lot of rain.
A lot of rain, lots of blessings from the ancestors, so I've been told.
Yeah, we've had a lot of rain, but things have been sunny. Hasn't been as hot as it should be
No.
for the beginning of summer because those that are watching from another part of the world called North America, they are freezing right now. So let's be happy that we're dealing with the weather that we are dealing with right now. So yeah. It's all good. So, of course, you guys can go ahead and leave comments. So if you have any questions on this thing, if you got questions for us as a travel company here based in South Africa, or you got a question for Tasha, or you got a question for Mark, please go ahead and send that question through. We would love to answer your questions and about coming to South Africa because that's basically what we do. Our lifestyles have been pretty good here. Would you say?
I would say that it is probably what I always hoped for, um, and definitely something that I do not take for granted.
Yeah. So, but like I said, we've been pretty blessed on a lot of ways. We've been taking the mantle as the official travel company to South Africa for a lot of reasons because we have been bringing several people here, groups, small groups, families, little kids, some of everybody,
Babies.
yeah, to South Africa. So it's been good. It's been good. It was a journey. It's always a journey for those that are coming, who are jumping on planes, flying 12, 13, 14, 16, 18 hours, sometimes even longer.
Longer if they have a layover in another place, but it's worth it. I will say that it's worth it.
Yeah, it's worth it. I think everybody gets here, they're like, oh my God. So like I said, there's a lot of funny stories that we probably could share with you. Because some people they just get here and they're totally in awe.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. I think I had a little short. I think they call them shorts on YouTube. So if you're not on our YouTube channel, you probably need to go to our YouTube channel, which is therealsouthafrica.com. And then once you get there, go ahead and click subscribe. We put videos out all the time. There's always something that we're doing there. So we would really appreciate you guys, just to subscribe to our social medias, wherever you may find them. We also have Twitter as well. So you can find information on Twitter. It's not redundant information. It's like different information. So I think that would be a good thing. And then of course, like I said a few minutes ago, I just want everybody to populate in the room because right now we got like 61 people watching here in America, no, from America, and
Yeah,
of course,
yeah.
South Africa as well. But again, go to our channel, subscribe, and then of course we do have a Facebook page as well, and an Instagram page. Our Facebook page is this therealsouthafrica.com. So go there. There's other information there. There's just a lot of information out there for you to consume. Some platforms won't allow
Yeah.
for certain things, so we put them on different platforms so you guys can see, so we can have a real immersive experience when it comes to the South Africans that are watching and hosting, and then of course the African Americans and those that are in the diaspora that are looking to have a great experience as well. So yeah, let me look at this here. So we got a few people. Oh, we got Caleb. He's in. He's
Hey,
in the house.
Caleb. Lives around the corner.
Yeah, we got that going on, and then of course we got our people that have just left South Africa. But let's talk about those that are here. We have a few people that are here now, and we're really happy that you guys have actually embraced everyone. I mean, literally like everyone that has come, and it really makes the trips even better. It really does. For example, there was some friends. I got a friend. I got friends. I got friends. I do. And he lives here in South Africa, and but a lot of his family, they're black, and they're from the UK, and they came to South Africa for the first. Well, most of them came for their second time. The first time he didn't, I didn't know who he was. I had no idea who he was. I mean, yeah, and so I met them, and so this time they did a lot of things that we talked about. So they finally, when they met me, they thought us, and they thanked us, and was like, no, thank you for letting us know about all these different places, because we had a fabulous time, while they were here. So, but yeah, so without further ado, what I'm going to do, we have our guests waiting in the wings. They're sitting there. I can see them. They look very sharp. They're Andrew and Leslie, and we're gonna just add them to the stream. Let's go.
Hi, guys.
How you guys doing?
We're good. How are you?
Good.
Good. It's cold
Excellent,
here.
excellent, excellent.
Okay, I think the sound is good. I think we can hear you.
I hear you pretty good. What you got a big? What's your sweatshirt say over there, Andrew? Vineyard, Martha's
yeah.
Vineyard sweatshirt.
Yeah, that's all that is.
I got one too.
I should have had my Cape Town sweatshirt on.
There you go.
Should. There you go.
There you go. Yeah, we spent a lot of time in Martha's Vineyard. I think we had your 40th birthday party in Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah, now you're telling everybody how old I am.
Yeah,
It's okay.
but that
It's
was just
okay. That was a long time ago.
like 6 days ago. Yeah, sure.
Well, guys, we're gonna welcome Andrew and Leslie. They have given us the opportunity to share South Africa with them. They actually did the ultimate. They basically came and visited 3 provinces at one time. So they were like, "We're gonna get it all in," and they allowed me the latitude to put something together for them. And they started in Joburg, and then they went to Cape Town, and then they ended in Durban. We're going to just ask them a couple questions about their time here. They're back home now. So they've been gone about a week or so. So they have had time to let the experience actually sink all the way in. So we want to hear, their thoughts on their time here in South Africa.
Sure.
So first of all, tell them who you are, what you do, and a little bit of background, so then they have a point of reference of who they're talking to, and then again, just basically tell them what happened, why you was here.
Sure. I'm Andrew. This is Leslie. We're both attorneys. We live in New Jersey. We've been looking at Africa and South Africa in particular, in consideration of moving or retiring. And we had an amazing time.
Amazing.
It sounds like you guys are holding back on information here. So I know you just left and whatnot. So now you guys arrived, and we remember because we came and we checked you guys out. We usually check most people out when they get here, and you was in Joburg, right?
Correct.
So what was your initial experience just coming to Joburg, just coming to South Africa, for the very first time?
Well, I was impressed. I was incredibly impressed. Joburg was incredibly modern. Just the ride from the airport to the hotel, big open highway. You could have been anywhere. You could have been anywhere in the U.S. You could have been anywhere in Europe. You could have been anywhere. It was beautiful.
The roads were much better than New Jersey.
Oh, well, yes. That's true. They were very smooth. But we had a great time. We enjoyed Joburg. We saw a lot of the city from Sandton to downtown. We were able to experience a safari. That was, my daughter loved that. We saw a lot of the neighborhoods. We saw
excellent tour.
Yes, our tour guide was great. That experience alone was great. The food in South Africa is amazing. I mean, everywhere we ate, from the high end place to the mall, the food was great. It was really, really
Yeah,
impressive.
I had to slow down.
You're on vacation. Eat
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Eat up.
You was on vacation. You deserve to to eat a little bit. Okay, okay,
Was
okay.
we had was it shrimp from Mozambique
Yeah, that was in
and
Cape Town.
the
That was great.
oysters.
Um,
It was just
the restaurant we went to in Soweto, you changed the restaurant that we were going to, I think, last
I
minute. We went
did.
to was it
which was it was
1949?
really nice.
That restaurant was great.
1947.
Yeah, 1947, right. That
Yeah.
restaurant was great.
Beautiful
The
views.
view was great. I mean, we had an amazing time. There's nothing to and it was like multiple trips in one. It could have been a foodie trip if that's what you wanted.
Yeah.
It could have been it was a cultural experience.
Absolutely.
There was the history. It was just a vacation, like Cape Town. The vibe in Cape Town was amazing. The vibe in Durban. It was very impressive. We went to the Northwest Territory for the safari, and just the drive through Northwest Territory. Our guide took us through this town called Harpysport. That was eye opening. You just like that came out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting that. That was a beautiful town. We had a great time. In Durban, we went to the capital, Peter Marcusburg. I think
Peter Marcusburg.
Peter, yes.
Peter Marcusburg. Yeah.
That was an experience. The food that we had there, the Mandela capture site. That was. I mean, we went to like 6 or 7 different museums. It was
and I thought I would have museum fatigue, but I didn't. We didn't because there was more that you could get from each museum, and I think it was just so important to just read, the history and what the South Africans went through, because these are our people. These are our people too. And
even how it parallels what we went through or what we've gone through in the U.S.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I mean, Robben Island. We were lucky to have one of the tour guides who had been a political prisoner. So that was an experience. Yeah, we had an amazing time.
It was amazing. It was,
the hotel, the hotel in Johannesburg was great.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that was great. Just the night we arrived, we were like, wow, look at this.
Yes. Bonus washer and dryer.
That was great.
That was a bonus.
Okay.
That was great.
Since we've been back, I've spent every day looking at houses in South Africa. So
there you go. That's how it starts.
Yes.
That's how it starts.
Yeah. And then you'll be over here. Matter of fact, there's houses in our neighborhood. I'm sure we can we would love to have you on this side with us.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're thinking about how we're going to
I gotta
use
work
our
on
tickets.
Convincing her. Because I'm ready to go. I'll sell everything and go. I'm good.
Okay. So let me ask you this. So right now you're sitting in New Jersey, is that right?
Yes.
And how's the weather right now in New Jersey?
It's actually warmer today. What is it? About 30 degrees? 30 Fahrenheit? This like a couple of days ago was 10 degrees, 9 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's
very cold.
Pretty cold.
Yeah. For those South Africans that are actually listening, 32 Fahrenheit is freezing.
Correct.
So when you're below 32, it gets a little serious. It gets a little serious. So okay. And I think you guys had a little bit of snow as well.
We had snow. We're gonna have snow again this weekend. So yeah.
Yes, it's supposed to be the highs in the teens this weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which would be negative degrees in Celsius.
Yeah, yeah, yes. Stay inside, stay warm. We're actually doing pretty well on this end. I think in Fahrenheit we're 75, 80.
Perfect weather.
Sunny during the days, thunderstorms at night for some odd reason. But yeah. But yeah, we would love to have you back. So let me ask you this. So when it was time to, here you are, you at the end of your journey, and you guys had an amazing run, obviously. How did you feel?
I wasn't tired of South Africa. Wasn't anticipating going home. I wasn't ready to go home. I was good. I could have stayed. I could have stayed another couple weeks easily. There was more to see. I kept hearing about the what was it, the garden drive?
Yeah, the garden route.
The garden route.
Yeah.
That was something that just seemed interesting. We met some people in the airport telling us about Port Elizabeth and George, and
they were promoting South Africa to move.
We met somebody in the line, someone who had moved from Philly, and he was talking about how great it was, and
it's just so welcoming.
Yeah, very, very much so.
I would say that my impression when we first arrived was the welcoming.
Okay.
That it was refreshing to be in a city where we're in the majority, and everything felt comfortable. And so that I really like that.
And everybody was incredibly friendly. I mean, we didn't have a bad experience in that regard at all. But I can't think of a single one.
Yeah. And as far as there were a lot of tourists, but I noticed that when I would take my daughter to like the little shops around Johannesburg, like to get a little ice cream or something like that in the evening.
Yeah.
And I had like maybe a couple of US dollars I put in the tip jar, and they were like, we're excited. Oh, US dollars. So I took that as they were very welcoming to Americans.
Yeah.
It didn't seem that there were too many, but then again, I don't know if there were a lot of Americans where we were vacationing, but there were a lot of people vacationing. And as far as COVID, we felt very safe.
Okay.
Much safer than here. And it's like in South Africa, the parts that we stayed, there were all these protocols in place with the hand sanitizers, someone spraying your hands. Even when in Cape Town, I was hesitant to get into the Ferris wheel. There's this great Ferris wheel by the water.
V&A waterfront. Yeah, V&A waterfront.
And so I observed, and the people that were working, they opened both doors, they sprayed the whole thing down, wiped it down, sanitized it before each person went in. So, you felt very safe. I did not feel like I was going to catch COVID there. And everyone was wearing a mask. So I was very comfortable. And you know what? We left COVID free and we came back COVID free. So
good.
Congratulations.
So South Africa did their job. That's good.
That's good. Now you guys brought the little one, right?
Yes.
Our youngest.
I know she's probably at school or something, but just has she expressed any, joy or any opinions about her time in South Africa?
Oh, she loved it. She was, whenever there was available Wi-Fi on her phone, she was communicating with her friends via social media.
Oh, she was taking pictures of everything and sending it back, and they were jealous. They were beyond jealous of everything that she was doing. She was looking at houses with me the other day. She was telling me to buy this house and buy that house. So,
Leslie, it looks like you're the only one that has to get on board. I mean, the baby's ready to go. He's ready to go. We're just waiting on you, I guess.
It's so far.
Yeah, you are so far from us right now.
You are very.
You should come here. Be with us.
Come home. Come back home.
So let me ask you
I feel
this.
like I
Go
will.
ahead. Say again.
I feel like I will. I definitely would like to visit during a different season, just
Mm-hmm.
so that we could get a feel of, what it's like, not just, in the summertime of South Africa,
Mm-hmm.
but how it's like in the winter. Because I grew up in Miami, so it was hot all the time. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
used and and a lot of people vacation there. So there's a difference between, you know, living someplace and vacationing there. So I want to get a feel of what it's like to live there. And I felt that and those are the kinds of questions that we asked our tour guides in the
Okay.
respective cities. So hopefully I got really good feedback on living in South Africa as opposed to just vacationing in South Africa, because Table Mountain, those are absolutely gorgeous and beautiful, but
Mm-hmm.
that's not every day. So but what I saw as far as living, I really liked, and so I just want to experience that in a different season.
Okay.
So you're coming back
And then I'll give them permission to pull the trigger.
so you want to experience a different season. So that means you guys will be back in 6 months when it's winter? Does that mean I'm gonna see you in June, July, August?
Yeah, it'll be winter.
So you can see winter, and then you can go to back to Durban for the winter, and then you can go to PE, and then you can decide from there. Look at
Absolutely.
her face.
We
She's
already
like,
have tickets.
We actually have, yeah, we already got plane tickets. So
I'm not
you know,
messing with
Come
y'all.
on back. Come on back. So let me ask you this. So y'all went to you went to Soweto, and and like I said, we changed
The
your
restaurant.
restaurant, and so you went to 1947, and you thoroughly enjoyed it, right?
absolutely. Mhm.
Yeah, like I said, I sent you guys there because there was a story behind it, a great story. But the person who owns that restaurant, who built it from scratch during COVID, all the little restaurants and the barber shop and the little stores around 1947, she had a hand in that as well. So she's from Soweto, and so she's an entrepreneur at heart. And so we met her through other people, and I'm like, you know what, we gotta, it was a brand new place, so we
Yeah.
were like, we got to start sending people to her. She's a black-owned, entrepreneur, restaurateur, and so it just worked out. And then I think you guys went to Signatures, right?
Yeah, they went to Signature restaurant. Yes, I think you guys went. I don't remember. You have to tell us what you did when you
Yeah,
went
we did.
over.
We went to Signature. That was great. That was
Which one
amazing.
was signature?
That was the one
The
that
live
was,
I was
music.
singing.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that was fantastic. I was just there was a
They had live entertainment.
entertainment, and we walked in again. It was a very, very high end restaurant, and um, most of the people there looked like us,
Yeah.
and the food was fantastic. The service was very good, and I just
Well,
like I could get used to this.
that was the theme. The theme of our experience was we would go to places where if we were in the US, you would tend to be the only one or one of very few, and you
Yeah.
would go in and everyone would look like you. And I mean some really the restaurant we went to in Cape Town that was in the country club, right on the beach.
You went to the bungalow.
Oh yeah, the bungalow.
A bungalow, right? And
Yeah.
you're seeing Rolls Royces and Bentleys and Lamborghinis parked out front. And you go inside and it's all black people, and it's like,
Yeah.
wow, that was eye opening. And it was like that consistently. It didn't matter where we went. We were treated incredibly well. We always got great seats. We weren't put in the back by the restaurant by the kitchen door. you know, we were always. It was great. It was amazing. We had a great time. And it didn't matter where we were. We went to dinner theater. What was the name of that place? Golds in
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that
Yeah,
that
yeah.
that was amazing. We everywhere we went, we had a really good time.
excellent. Well,
Oh,
full disclosure, we know. I mean, obviously, you've been here now, so you can understand what I'm saying or what I'm getting ready to say. A lot of people think that, like, when they see our packages and they see these high end things, they kind of shy away a little bit because they think they must be super expensive, uber expensive, and that they don't feel comfortable going to these places. They're like, no, I don't want to. I don't. I just want to go to a little place over here. I want to go to a little place over there. And we're like, no, you need to go to these places. And then they come here and just like you guys, you guys were kind of, I mean, you guys were impressed with what you saw, but that's South Africa. I mean, they really work really hard to build these places, to put these places together
Yeah.
for people like us and themselves to come to. So why not go? So that's why. And sometimes like that one time I changed your hotel. I mean your
Itinerary.
yeah, your
Restaurant.
itinerary, so it'll match up, so you can do some nice things. Because I
No,
think coming here,
and look, we're used to going to nice restaurants here. Like we go to
yeah,
nice restaurants in Manhattan all the time. You know,
hmm
we worked on Wall Street. And regard, I mean, look, you go in there in a suit and a tie, 3-piece suit, and you'll be treated okay. But it's different when you walk in there and everybody looks like you.
yeah.
And it's different when the smiles and the courteousness, and when you
yeah,
get the bill and you're like, this
Like,
is incredibly cheap
well,
compared to
very
like
affordable. We don't want to say it was cheap because
look,
nothing was cheap. It was
yeah,
Yeah.
compared
very,
to
very
what we would be
affordable.
paying here for anything even close to similar.
Yeah, yeah. But then
yeah.
again, our
And the food
perspective
was
is
so good.
Manhattan prices. And I also want to make mention of Seven Sisters,
Yes,
The vineyard.
the
Right.
vineyard.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That was, thank you so much for
You're welcome.
setting
You're
that up
welcome.
for us, because that, we spoke to Vivian, who's the owner, and she was very welcoming. She said that
She was great.
She was
Absolutely.
very, very great. And she said that she would open up for the Americans because they have done well by her winery and her business, because
That's
she's
awesome.
able to ship wines to the several American establishments. And so I was like, wow. And so I told all my friends, you better look for their wine, and that's the wine that you're going to buy from
Yeah.
now on. And her wine was very good.
Her food was
but
amazing.
The food was amazing.
They like that food.
She's an amazing cook.
Yes, she is.
Amazing cook.
She had these olives. She said that she got the olives from her neighbor, and she smoked them.
Yeah.
And I was, because I like olives, and I was like, I've never had these smoked olives before. They were delicious. And I said, you really need to jar these, because I would buy them. And the boboti, that was my first try.
Yeah. It's nice, right?
That was delicious. That was delicious. Everything was good. Everything was fresh. You can't, there was nothing.
You guys had the winery all to yourself.
We did.
We did.
That was Christmas Eve, and we were there by ourselves.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good.
Yeah.
I mean, everything. You guys really planned it out well.
Yes,
yes. All the drivers were amazing. The tour guides were great. They knew so much information. Like, I was so impressed with Lucky. Lucky was great. We love Lucky.
Yes.
Shout out to Lucky.
Yeah, Lucky was great.
Yeah. Tembe was very sweet too.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was in Durban.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love his laugh. and they were they had such different perspectives, because they're from different regions, right? And so they had What was the guy's name from Cape Town? It'll come to me.
Uh-huh.
I'm seeing his face, but you know, the three of them had very different perspectives on South Africa. Not, you know, nothing negative, but just a different perspective from where they are, from where they are, or what part of life they're in, and we appreciated that because it really goes to, okay, if I want to live here, I want to know, you know, how do you feel? Like, what's going on? What's the climate? You know, what's going on here? And it was good because it's, you know, because not everyone is going to think the same way. So it was good to have that, you know, well, I work here, but I live, you know, a few hours away. So I come here to work, and that's great. And then there's, you know, I live, you know, down the street, you know, and my grandfather was in this, you know, District 6 and all this, you know, information. And, you know, it kind of makes the history more personal. And then with Tembe, you know, just, you know, what's going on? Tell us what's happening. You know, what's the fever in this?
It was very safe. Like, you know, people give this impression of South Africa not being safe.
Remember the past that the highway we had, the shops were closed.
Right.
Everything was still there.
Yeah. There was one thing. We were in Durban, and when we were touring the city of Durban, there was an area where I guess they sell traditional medicine. So you have all
on
the highway, but it was closed because of the holidays.
Right.
So, but all the stalls were still there
with all their stuff,
and all the stuff is sitting in the stalls. And I'm like, wait, so they just left all their stuff there? And he's like, yeah, nobody will touch it. And it didn't even cross his mind that because I'm looking at like, wow, that's crazy. You know, they would just go up there and take anything they want. And I was like, wow, you know. So that was interesting. But yeah, you know, look, you know, you got to be smart. But I felt completely safe the entire time I was there. Everywhere we went, we had a great time.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, I know you enjoyed the food.
Yes.
Talk about this food, because, you know, and the only reason I say it is because, you know, us in America, you know, we eat certain foods and we think the food is how can I say it? We think it's the best because it's America, for one, and then number two, people, you know, in America, we're like, oh, you know, I just don't eat anybody's food. I just don't go anywhere and eat anybody's food. So,
we arrived late on the first night we got to Johannesburg, and everything was pretty much closed. So we actually had to order room service. So you know, and I'm thinking, okay, let's just be safe. Let's not get anything crazy. I'll get a burger. My daughter will get a chicken sandwich. I think my wife got a burger too. And we sat there, we bit into the burger, and we looked at each other like, why does this taste so good? like and that was the theme of the trip. Like, everywhere we went, the food was just, I mean, amazing. Like, I don't know what to say. That was like just everywhere. Everything we had, it didn't matter how high end or not. The food was great.
Right. The peri.
I mean the South African food, the peri was every menu they had peri. So we had what is this peri? What is this?
They say peri barbecue.
Yeah. My daughter eats chicken wings like they're going out of style. She said these are the best chicken wings she's ever had, and it was in Cape Town, I think, that she had, and she was like, "These are the best."
No, it was in Johannesburg.
That was in Johannesburg, and she just was like, "These are the best chicken wings I've ever had."
Yeah,
I mean,
they were really good at Tiger's Milk.
Yeah, Tiger's
Milk.
Yeah.
That's a good spot.
Yeah. So
and the ales were really good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I had drinking.
I had The Soweto cherry ale was really good. And there was a few others that I tried. I was like, oh, let me get something local. And I was like, this is good. And it was like, $3, like $3.
Yeah, whole dollars. Yeah.
And it tasted like cherries.
I was like, this is really good. This is really good. And I'm going to look to see if they sell it here.
Yeah, and like you could get, like there was nothing that we wanted for while we were there.
Right.
Anything that you wanted or needed, they had. Like there was, like, it's funny now, we went into what was it, Pick and Pay and Woolworths and all these places, and you come here and the shelves are empty here. Like there's no chicken, there's no meat, like and then you guys, I mean everything. It was eye-opening.
Yeah.
And
it was funny because we went to Atlanta in October and we went to the stores and then we was like looking around, there was like nothing on the shelf. I mean, they had some things, but it wasn't like normal. And then my sister, one of my older sisters came here and she's like, ain't this nothing? The shelves are full. Like she come to Africa and expecting something else. And then she gets here and she's like, everything's full. Like she go to Woolworths and she's like, this doesn't make any sense. I pay a lot of money in taxes. Like, why don't I have stuff like this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The infrastructure, I was impressed.
A lot of malls.
I know they say there was supposed to be the brownouts that you guys would have. We didn't experience it at all. But yeah, I mean, you can live however you normally live there. There's nothing that you would lose out on because you're in South Africa, based on our 3 weeks there.
He's talking about food. He and our daughter had McDonald's.
My daughter demanded to have McDonald's, and the McDonald's was even better.
I refused. I said, I don't want McDonald's here. I'm not going over there to eat McDonald's.
Yeah.
And they were impressed by the McDonald's.
Yeah, it was like, wow, it's not greasy. It was,
we got our Starbucks fix. And then we had our, they had McDonald's one day, like if you want a light fare, the salads, everything. There was nothing, like we were in Cape Town and we love seafood, and it was like seafood heaven.
Yes.
With the prawns. I mean, it was as big as my hand.
It was big like a lobster. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. It was really good. The food was, you could just throw a dart and pick a place, and the food was great.
Yeah, I always say I've never met any food here in South Africa that I don't like.
No.
Yeah. And we went to one. It was a little bit windy, and they offered us blankets.
Yeah, we were sitting outside with blankets. I was dying.
And I said, I'll take a blanket.
And I'm sure it shocked you when they asked you, when they came up to you and said, do you want a blanket? And
that was completely unexpected. Like, a blanket, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, yes, I would love a blanket.
You know what? That's a great idea. It's a great idea. It's amazing. So it sounds like you guys enjoyed the service. You enjoyed the food, and multiple people have asked, and I want to know as well, what was your favorite food and what was your favorite province?
Favorite food.
I'd have to go by category.
Yeah, by category. Because
go ahead.
The dessert at what was the grill house?
Okay.
The dessert at Grill House was amazing. That was decadent. It was, and I don't even normally order dessert, but I'm like, we're in South Africa. Let me get.
There you go.
The dessert was, but the food we had in Cape Town was probably the best, and that was between the restaurant, the seafood place.
I would say Seven Sisters, the winery.
The winery too. Yeah, I go with the
Food was
winery.
made with love.
I go with the winery. But the seafood was great too. So
The seafood, as far as seafood, that was in Cape Town. I think as far as ambiance, like I wanted Johannesburg
but getting South African
to
food
be in Cape Town. You know what I mean? Like I
That
wanted
would
to
be a feat.
I
That would
wanted
be a
to
feat.
on the water,
Mm-hmm.
the Table Mountain, but then the whole Joburg vibe.
That is a miracle right there.
Yeah.
That is a miracle.
I mean, that's kind of what I thought Durban was to a certain degree, but we weren't in Durban long enough. We needed to be in Durban a little longer.
You know what's funny in Durban?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we were there too long because they thought we lived there because nobody spoke to us in English.
Yeah, that was fun. When we got to Durban, it was like, I mean, I don't know if we started looking like locals, but everybody would walk up and start talking to us in Zulu or something else.
Yeah.
I was like, American, I'm sorry.
Like, what?
To the point where I was Tembe was giving us lessons. Okay, how do you say this? How do you say that so that I can respond?
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
crazy.
you know, the one thing I want to do when we go back is meet some more people who live there.
Yeah,
like more South Africans. That
South Africans or Americans that moved to South Africa.
I see Americans every day here. I want to meet South
Yeah.
Africans.
Yeah, you know what? That's a. I'm glad you said that because obviously we from America. We live here now, and so we don't been through all the stages that you're chatting about. And but I mean, I'm not gonna say we prefer to meet South Africans, but they just happen to be everywhere, and and we're always included in everything, so we get to do a lot. So we do spend a lot of time with a lot of South Africans, and it does enhance your experience a whole lot, because you're hanging out with people who know the culture and they want to show you the culture, and they want to take you home, they want to take you down in the townships, they want to take you everywhere. And like I think last weekend, yeah, last weekend, one of our friends, he's pretty high end, and I say it, but and he took us down to he took us to his hood, pulled up in a nice V 300D Mercedes, but it didn't matter. We was in the hood, and we had a great time. We was there all night,
literally all day.
Yeah,
like all day. It was great. It was great. But that's the beauty when you said you want to meet more local people. They definitely want to show you, and if you come here with an open mind and you come here wanting to learn about their cultures, you'll absolutely fare better. It's not a matter of not wanting to be around other Americans, but like Andrew said, I'm around Americans every day. I already know how we are. If I'm going to be in another country, at least let me, as the cliche says, I want to do as the Romans do in Rome. Like you want to know how South Africans act so that you can kind of make sure you don't disrespect anybody or get anything wrong. So the only way to do that is to be around South Africans.
Right.
Yeah. Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah. So I can't wait to come back. So
yeah, I need to experience the beaches a little bit more.
Come on.
Okay. So now Durban. So now, what was your overall about Durban? I mean, did you have a good? Obviously, you had a good time, but
Durban Durban probably surprised me the most. I've had a lot of friends travel to South Africa. I have some friends from South Africa, and so I kind of had an idea of Johannesburg and what I was going to see. Johannesburg is a lot bigger than I imagined it was going to be. I had an idea of what Cape Town was going to be, but Durban was just as modern, just as the infrastructure
developing.
Right? Yeah, I mean, it kind of reminded me of Philly, a Philly on the beach. It was very, but that one surprised me. The wealth that I saw there surprised me. The amount of people, the amount of tourists in Durban surprised me because it's not a city that at least we here in the U.S. think about. but doing my research in Africa was a place that seemed interesting to me. That's why I wanted it to be a part of our trip. But yeah, I was very impressed with Durban, very much so, because that to me that's more of like a real area where people. It's not Cape Town. It's not
Yeah.
and it was we could have been in Maryland. I mean, it was
yeah. We went to the aquarium in Durban.
Okay.
What do they call it? It was a
In
SeaWorld.
Shaka?
Yeah,
Shaka.
Shaka.
Yes, and that was fun. That was fun.
Yeah,
for
my
our
daughter enjoyed that. But just in general, the roads, the highways. We went to the neighborhood above the city and got the view of the entire city. I mean, it's very cost effective if you wanted to move out there for people coming from the West or coming from the U.S. with American dollars. I mean, you can live very well over there.
I wanted the warmth of Durban in Cape Town and the people of Joburg in
what?
No, it makes sense. It makes sense. So wait a minute. So you wanted to move part of Durban to Cape Town.
Yes.
Move all the good people, which is pretty much everyone in Joburg, to Cape Town.
But she wants Durban weather.
Yeah, hey, and then just shut it down.
And then I'm home.
I get you. Can they? Hey, only thing the people in Joburg gonna want to know is, can they bring their cooler box? That's all they're gonna want to know. Can they bring their liquor with them? That's all they're gonna want to know.
And the answer is yes.
Bring two.
Cool.
That's amazing, guys.
Yeah. We're actually happy that you guys had a really good time, and obviously providing all this feedback, and a lot of reasons why. Because like you said, Andy, that you didn't know much about Durban. You really hadn't heard about it, and then obviously we're trying to put the word out that, hey, through our company, that Durban is a great place to go, especially if you are looking to go to the beach and hang out and party and do all the, of course you can eat well.
That's the other thing. We got to go back when there's no curfew, because there was no nightlife for us, and the nightlife I know in South Africa is amazing. So
listen,
there was nightlife.
Do you guys know the day you left was the day he was like, no curfew?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's over now.
There was, because we're early, like we go to bed early, and so there was plenty of activity that we could see and hear.
Yeah, but everything was still shutting down pretty early.
I was like, if I was about 20 years younger, I would be across the street.
There was a
exactly.
Club. There was a club across the street that, I mean, politically, I don't want to get politics, but when we got out the cab and I saw the Cuban restaurant, but it had Che Guevara, a massive picture of Che Guevara.
Oh yeah.
Wow, okay. The perspective here is a little different. And
it's a lot different.
Yeah.
This is amazing, and it's good that you guys came all the way from America. I mean, you could have went a lot of other places. You could have been in Mexico. You could have been in the Bahamas, but you decided to come, to South Africa and have this experience, and then of course sharing it. And I don't know if you've been anywhere else and had a better experience. I don't know. I know you probably ate better food here. Okay, you're shaking your head.
The food there is it's some of the best food I've ever had. I mean, as a whole, the food there was the best, period. I mean, it's not even really close. And it was great.
Yeah.
So are you back at home eating food going, man, if we were in South Africa, this would taste so much better?
I purchased a lot of spices. And so,
you did tell me that, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I purchased an acceptable amount.
She could start a store.
And so I have been experimenting.
Okay.
Using the spices.
And how's that working out?
I think it's working out wonderfully.
It's working out good. Yeah, very good. Very good.
Food tastes better, huh?
Yes. I mean, she's a great cook, but yes, the food has been great since we came back. But we haven't really eaten out a lot. You can't compare. I don't know what they sell
Yeah.
as calamari here. The calamari in the US, I don't know what that is. The calamari in South Africa was just
Right.
I really don't know what they sell us over here. I don't know what that is.
Well, we do.
Yeah,
know
well,
Leave that
yeah.
part out.
Yeah, that's another story. That's just
Yeah.
just a whole nother story
Leave that part out.
and whatnot. Okay. So I will go out on a limb and say that you guys would recommend South Africa to your friends and so forth.
Oh, we've already done that. We had
okay.
some friends that were initially planning to travel with us when we had gone, and they weren't able to go.
He's recruiting every day.
Oh yes, it's been great. I mean, I tell everybody. I mean, you have to go to Cape Town. Regardless of the cultural or historical, and you definitely should do that. You definitely should go to Joburg.
Mhm.
Definitely should see everything. Definitely should go to Robben Island. You definitely should get that experience. But Cape Town is just, I mean, it's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been in my life. I mean, everywhere you turn is a picture. Everywhere you turn, the scenery is just so amazing that it's like I've never been anywhere like that.
Right.
And
It's so picturesque.
yeah, it's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. To live in a place like that is
Yeah, because I think for a little while we lived there. We lived there for a couple months, and of course, South Africans know Camps Bay. You guys know Camps Bay.
Yes.
Yeah. But we lived in Clifton, which is a little bit up the hill, a little bit more.
Right.
So we did that for a little while. But I will tell you that the only place I can think that's even close to, and I've been around this earth, that's close, but not even close. That's similar, not even similar. I'm just gonna say San Diego. San Diego is beautiful, but
our son lives in San Diego right now.
I'm going
and
there
she'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's poor man. That's a poor man's Cape Town.
Yeah, really.
San Diego is beautiful,
and the food ain't anywhere near as good.
San Diego is not as beautiful as South Africa.
No, and it was everywhere. I mean, look, Cape Town took the cake. It was, and I say that because everywhere you turn, but. When we went to Stellenbosch and all the way down, like you talk, Camps Bay, Hout Bay, all the way down the coast, it was just, it was beautiful. And you don't have to be in Camps Bay, which is incredibly expensive. You can be at Hout Bay and have the same view and the same ocean view and experience the same thing. So I mean,
and you
there's
get some good seafood there.
What's that?
Real good seafood. You can get some good seafood in Hout Bay.
Absolutely. Yes.
And to work it off, there's a lot of hiking that can be done.
Yes.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think New Year's Day we was out hiking.
Yeah.
Some mountain somewhere. It was ridiculous. We 12 Ks straight up. I'm like, what's going on? But yeah, so okay. So people should be making this number one on their list, coming to South Africa.
I've been telling them. So we'll see what they do.
Well, I mean,
what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
I'll be back. There's no issue with that.
Well, people will be, people will see your, this video, and because right now we're live, and like I said, I just want to thank everybody who's actually sending messages. It's pretty lively right now. I don't know if you can see on you guys in, but there's 218 people streaming right now, and it's constantly going back and forth. People are dropping a lot of questions, making a lot of comments, about this conversation. So they really do appreciate the fact that you selected South Africa to come to. And then of course, and I'm just going to tell you up front, most people that are coming that are here that know people outside of South Africa, they always say, if you're going to come here, you got to come here with the real South Africa. They always say it. They do. They say it all the time. And then people will call us and say, hey, I had a friend, and they say, I got to come, do it the way that we do it. So, but you guys done it the way that we do it.
Yes, we were impressed. You guys set up a great tour. You guys set up great accommodations. The people that you work with were all amazing, all professional. We had to dig a little bit to get them to open up, and give me some more real information and some more some politics, stuff they know they're not supposed to talk about, but I got it out of them.
So he's like, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but
Yeah, that's all
Yes.
good. That's all good.
Yeah. So we had a great time, man, and we will be back.
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
What do you? What
Yeah.
else do so we gotta. So I guess now we gotta put all three cities together. You got
I gotta figure out how to like
put a
mix that
Durban and
yeah, I gotta make up a word for Joburg, Cape
yeah.
Town, and Durban. I don't know what I'm gonna
Yeah.
do, but
See something that you don't
You know
realize.
why? You know why? You know why that's not an issue? Because flights between all those cities are like $50. So if you want to go
exactly.
spend the weekend in Durban or Cape Town or wherever, it's nothing. It's cheaper than an Uber to the airport here. So I'm not complaining.
Yeah. Well, there's also there's a comment here that I'm putting on the screen, and it's about this place called Mpumalanga, God's Window. There's a lot of things that you haven't seen.
Yes,
There's a
yes.
lot. There's a lot you haven't seen. In Mpumalanga, I would say, I mean, I've been in Mpumalanga enough times to be able to physically say that I think Mpumalanga might be as beautiful, and it might slightly edge Cape Town.
It's
That
beautiful.
that province
Well,
is
we'll put that on the list.
ridiculously
Well,
beautiful.
we will be there next time.
Yeah, so
He's more
I got a
beautiful than
plan
Cape
for you
Town.
guys.
What's
I got a
that?
plan for you. I have a
Okay.
plan for you guys.
All right.
so let me ask you this: when you was in Cape Town, did you get the chance to do a proper sunset on Signal Hill?
No,
See,
no, we did not.
we're gonna
We
sort
missed the sunset twice. One was
we're
my
gonna
fault. You brought up a sore spot right now.
Okay. I'm gonna let him stop on that one.
okay. Yeah,
Her face was like,
there you go. You go up there, take a bottle of wine with
Mhm.
you sit down. And it's nice, and you see all
We
that.
have
Anyway,
stuff to look forward to.
Yes, we were
Yes,
you
saying
have
yes.
lots to look forward to.
Yeah,
You did a lot in those 3 weeks, but there's so much more,
Yeah.
we want to share with you guys. So, when you're ready to come back, like I said, I have a plan for you guys because I do believe that you will be frequent visitors until
until you're not. Like that.
you're not.
That might be
Yeah, 'cause
sooner rather than later. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there's also I think there's Eastern Cape. Eastern Cape is beautiful.
Gorgeous. That's where they want to go next time.
Yeah, Eastern Cape, which is obviously that's where PE is.
Mhm.
But then there's some other little places, and then Titsakama. There's Cape St. Francis.
Mhm.
I mean that's straight beach. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So
It's a much larger country than you get the impression of. And because there was a house we were looking at, I was like, "Oh, this looks perfect." It's like not too far from Cape Town. And I looked, and it was a 5-hour drive to Cape Town. I was like, "Wow, this is a lot bigger than it appears on the map." But I can't wait. I really can't. Like I said, I'm there. We got to just convince her to get on board.
I don't really think she needs convincing. I think she just needs more time in the country.
Yeah.
yes.
She needs more time.
Yeah.
She needs more time.
But I think the number one attraction here in South Africa, it's hard not to look at all the beauty and the culture and whatnot. But I think the number one thing is the people, and so you guys got to meet more people.
Yes, absolutely.
You got to meet more people. I'm telling you, the more people you meet, the bigger your family will get. They will ultimately bring you in. The good part about being African American here is the fact that you can actually kind of belong to all the cultures that are here because you don't identify with any. So everybody wants you to be part of their culture. So I think I belong to all of them because I'm constantly getting hey Mark, we're doing this. Why don't you come over here? Or I think this weekend's coming up. We'll probably end up somewhere. Somebody's going to message us, and we're getting the rumor to be a bunch of vendor people from vendor. Of course, my vendor people know exactly who they are. I think they grow half of South Africa up in vendor. But you need to get to that part as well. So imagine once you do that, and then at the same time you get access to, what you already know. It just gets better and better. And then at some point you'll be just like us, living here in South Africa, And we're like, you know what? Forget DC, forget going to Martha's Vineyard. That was cool. You know, the Hamptons, that was great. But you know, it was cool. It was cool. I ain't gonna lie. But this is just a much better existence overall, simply because one of the reasons is because we're not South Africans, I don't think. But
no.
Yeah.
But the South Africans said that they would really like it if we would just like stop claiming, you know, America and just accept that they allow us to be South Africans. But this accent just won't let it fly for right now. Won't let it fly.
So Leslie, is there anything that you wanna add to what on top of what you already said? Because the only reason I'm saying that because the pictures that you posted on Instagram.
All of them.
Yeah, on Instagram. I mean, you posted some beautiful pictures on Instagram.
Well,
so is there anything you want to add?
Oh, it's just an amazing experience, no matter what your interests are. So if you're an animal lover, you know, go and check out the penguins, the safari, and you know, if we were there longer, I would have loved to stay at where the safari is, because I understand there was a resort there.
Yeah.
And that was in Pilanesberg.
Yeah.
And because we didn't get to see the lions.
That's we didn't see the lions or the leopards.
We watched the giraffes.
We saw the other three.
The elephant was like coming toward us, like
we had to
slow march.
We got video like, of us reversing away from the elephant.
They don't play. They don't play.
The hippos. There were baboons in the street in Cape Town. Was it Cape Town? The baboons?
Yeah.
And
we even went to Sea Lion Island, or it was like a Seal Island? Island. Yeah, we went to Seal Island.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it was the animal, the wildlife, the birds. I mean, again, there was so much. Like I have to sit down and think of day by day what we did because there was just so much, and it was great. I can't wait to go back.
Did you see the ostrich video?
Yeah, it was doing something.
Yeah.
I don't know what they was doing. Yeah, ostriches being ostriches.
That's how you get.
I will tell you because I think one time, we was in Clifton walking towards Sea Point. I think it's Sea Point. Anyway, we was walking along Victoria Road. And me and Tosh, it was summer. I mean, it was nice. It was like, it was perfect weather. We walking. And we just happened to look down in the water and we saw a whale and a little baby whale. Just moving along.
And it's not whale season when we see
Yeah. And then one time we went, obviously we can sort you out because a certain time of the year you can see a lot of whales in it. It's a place called Hermanus. And so we went there that day. We went there and they was like, oh, it's, I think it was over or whatever it was. So me being who I am, I said, hey, now where are they? So the guy told me, well, what you need to do is drive this way, go to this place. So I'm like, I don't know. We drove and we got out the car where he told us to go, and it was a big old bay, kind of like San Francisco Bay. It was a big old bay. And so we were like, hoping we would see some whales. And we was just sitting there, and then all of a sudden the whale just came out the water. I mean, it wasn't even far. And it was mind blowing because obviously you think of the Prudential, whale, from the little thing that advertisement. But when we saw that, we was done.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I mean it just said, and it said,
it's just something about seeing live animals. Like there's just something about it.
It is.
Yeah. And we didn't do too much. Like we did a lot of walking, but we didn't do any kind of like physical, like hiking up mountains or anything like that.
Yeah,
you're on vacation.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no. But that's something I would definitely like to do, and I could see how. Now, I'm not one to jump out of an airplane or fly from some mountain to the sky, but we saw that
Yeah, we were
when we were at
eating-
the restaurant. Somebody was
they skydived and they landed right behind the restaurant.
They were gliding.
Yeah, that's where they land.
He landed right behind us, and I was like, "Wow, there's a lot that you could do here."
No, it's a lot.
There's a lot that you could do. There's so much you could take advantage of. A lot of people were on bikes. You know, there was so many more pictures that I didn't post. You know, just people, just like us driving down the street and just looking at the folks just walking and relaxing. It was like, you know, like Cape Town was. It reminded me of like a much bigger South Beach.
Yeah.
And
cheaper.
Yeah.
Cheaper. Yeah.
And it was just, you know, the views, the colors of the sky. You know, you really just have to be in it. You have to experience it. He got really impressed with the road. What was it with the James Bond?
Oh,
Victoria Road.
Yeah, there was a lot. I mean,
and the waterfall.
I gotta rent a car the next time though. I gotta drive some, you know, I gotta drive around. I love the tour guys, I love the drivers. I could get used to that.
I was gonna say, if we live there, I'm not driving.
I don't know what she's afraid of. I can't wait to drive down there.
No, I want a driver.
Yeah. Very possible. Very possible.
Andrew said he's gonna be your driver. She's like,
cool. But yeah, but like I said, for those that, those that are watching, I mean, we're streaming on a few platforms right now, so everybody's seeing what they're saying, and all the information they're putting out is obviously unsolicited. They came, they saw, they conquered, they absolutely enjoyed themselves. But if you guys want to do the same, you know, I think you guys followed us at some point on one of our platforms. So if you're watching on any of these platforms, please just go ahead and subscribe right now. Go ahead and subscribe, but when you get off, go ahead and subscribe, especially on YouTube, Facebook, and then of course I think we got Twitter going on as well. So we got a lot of streaming going on. Hopefully we can get them back on, because after a few more months, I think there will be some more things sinking in your mind. Like, wow, I miss the prawns. I miss these things.
I missed that already.
Because you guys just got back what?
It's been like a week ago. Has it been 2 weeks
about
already?
2 weeks.
Yeah, we came back the 1st.
Oh yeah, today is the 13th. So yeah, about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was just gonna say, for you guys that are watching, thank you for your comments. I know we don't put a lot of them up on the screen, but we do read them, and we'll probably, you know, answer some of them post recording. And I do want to let everyone know that we are really, really close to 20,000 subscribers. So if you know anyone out there that hasn't subscribed yet, we need like 187 people. So
like, share, and subscribe.
There you go.
Thank
you. Like, share, and subscribe. So we can get to that 20,000 number and continue to bring you guys more beautiful, positive content when it comes to South Africa. We really want to make sure that the people that visit have a positive experience, that you guys, that the South Africans actually know how beautiful their country is, so that they don't take it for granted, because we don't, and just continue to share how beautiful it is, how welcoming it is, how good the food is, the service, just all around a beautiful, beautiful place to be if you are melanated.
I got one question. Somebody asked, she said, ask them about the experience at the malls. Did y'all have an experience at the mall?
Shopping?
Yeah, I mean, you guys have some amazing malls, huge malls. In fact, you know, I'm not a big mall person, but you have great malls. I mean, great malls.
I overpacked. I would have just brought in. I should have just brought 2 empty suitcases and just shopped for all my clothes.
Oh yeah.
Listen to him. He's like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, I think we've had people who've done that. They came here with basically like a little backpack, but then they had their stuff, you know, sent through, and they were empty. And then they just went straight to the mall. And like I said, we have several malls. And so,
yeah, I mean, they're modern malls. I mean,
right.
Like I said,
you're not wanting anything.
No, like you can get anything you want there. I mean, you know, like, okay, we have family who's not from the States. So when we would go home to those countries, you know, they always seem to impressed with what you had because you had the newest thing.
Yeah.
When you went to South Africa, I was impressed with what they had because I was like, hey, I haven't seen that before. Where did they get that? Like, you know, that was the type of stuff that we saw initially when we got there.
That's all right. I mean, that says a lot. I mean, I think the South Africans should be proud of that. Know that, you know, you guys aren't really missing anything. You have a lot of beautiful things to offer. And you pretty much, you know, Americans come here and they're like, maybe I should step my game up a little bit. It happens. It happens.
So let me ask you this. So obviously you've traveled. Where would you rank South Africa based off the other places that you've traveled to?
Oh, it's at the top. It offers the most. Like I said, like it's multiple trips. Like if we go to the Caribbean, you're going to the beach. There's really not much else than the beach. You know, if we went to Canada or we go anywhere in the US, you're in that city for that particular reason. But when we went to, I mean, even just Cape Town, even Joburg, there was so many different things that it offered. What Durban, all these different opportunities to do different kinds of things.
To answer your question, South Africa would rank number 1.
Yes.
I'm partial to warmer climate areas. And then I would say the Caribbean island. We've been to, you know, I've been to many.
Right.
And then Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto was nice, but Toronto's cold, so that doesn't count.
Right. Like now, Toronto was in.
Nah. I'm good.
I want to move the cities.
No, I don't know why. I like the cities the way they are, where they are.
We're trying to magic some stuff together.
Yeah, you be an engineer or something.
Yeah. I don't know.
One thing I was going to say we didn't mention about Durban because we were talking about Durban. Durban seems to be like it's going to be hot and popping because of all the development that we saw going on.
Yeah,
like it's going to happen because we were looking. We were like, all these buildings are under construction. We're like, okay,
it's happening.
Well, let me just. I mean, I know we're live, but you know, we do have a lot of conversation with those people, and we get invited to Durban just for those reasons sometimes. And up that coastline, people know that live there. Once you leave Langa Ridge, Slanga Ridge, and then you go down towards Slanga, and then you start going up the coastline towards the airport. I mean, those are virgin areas, but they're all on the beach. And a lot of that land is set aside for development now. I mean, it's going to be amazing just going for miles and miles and miles up the coastline. Because we actually went to Richards Bay. I think you guys were there. I think we had just left, but we went to Richards Bay. So obviously we drove that coastline, and there are so many advertisements for the developments that are happening. We get calls, hey, can you bring Americans to Durban because I think they will be interested in this beachfront property or this development that we're doing that's only going to cost you 160,000 US, 180 right there on the beach. And Durban doesn't really get cold. I mean, it really doesn't because of that ocean is the Indian Ocean, and the waters are warm. So you're 100% right. Actually, where you were sitting, there was a Radisson Hotel being built down there in Langa Ridge, or excuse me, Slanga. Let me just say it right. I'm just being lazy. But you guys went to Signatures. The owner of Signatures is actually going to have the top floor to Radisson, and he's going to have a restaurant up there as well. He's a good friend of mine, and so it's happening. And so that's why a lot of times, as us as African Americans, we need to be looking at some of these investment opportunities here in South Africa because they're there and they want to work with the African American community. The problem is that we don't visit. They never see us. So most of the tourists that come there are from where they're from. They're from other countries. So, but they're not us. But they would rather work with us, but we just don't show up.
Well, we'll be there because I'm interested. I'm very interested. So we'll be back.
Excellent.
Okay. I think that's all I have. Andrew, do you have anything you want to add to the discussion?
No, I mean, we, like I said, we had an amazing time. We can't wait. I can't wait to come back. I believe we can't wait to come back. So I know my godson. I've been talking to him. He can't wait to go. So we'll be back, and I definitely want to see what you're talking about in terms of the development going up the coast, and I also want to see a lot more in Johannesburg and Cape Town. So we'll be there. It's just a question of for how long this time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you guys so much for the opportunity.
Oh, go ahead.
So go ahead.
At least a month.
You know what? If you say at least a month, that means you're going to stay like almost 3 months, which would be great if you could stay about 80 days. So just think about that.
Oh, yeah. I'm good. It's
Look at her face. She's like, I'm gonna wake up one morning and he's gonna be like, oh yeah, by the way, I'll see you in 2 months.
Yeah. Keep in mind, probably that I know we was coming back and forth, but there were times I was like, you know what, I can't. I mean, I was in the States, and we was running our business and doing our thing, but I was done, and Tasha be like, just going over there. And I go for a week just to I just got to get out of there, and then I come back here and I'm good, and then I come back home, and now we can have a conversation.
He's calm now.
Yeah,
he's got a tan. He's got some South African sun. Then he's a human being, but on that side he turned into a little monster. I'm like, you need to just get a plane ticket and go. I'll be right here.
And then the short version of it too is like, your daughter was young. My daughter was young when she came.
Same age as your daughter.
I think she was about the same age. And when she graduated, I think I brought her a couple of times between then.
Yeah.
But when she graduated high school, I had a nice reception. Everybody was there, and of course she had gifts, and she was getting money from graduating high school. And then I asked her, I said, "Baby, what you want to do?" And she says, "I want to go to South Africa." So I brought her to South Africa after her graduation from high school, and then as soon as I brought her back, Tasha wanted to go, and I didn't have a problem with it. I was like, "Come on, Tasha, let's go." So I brought Tasha back
because she wanted to go with him, and I was like, "Okay, well, go ahead and go with her, but when you get back, I need to go." So it worked out for him. He got to do 2 trips, but me and the baby girl were happy, and that's all that really mattered.
Yeah.
Right. All right.
Yes.
Well, we can't wait to see you guys again.
And we have to bring our son next time. He was
bring everybody. Bring everybody.
Well, both boys, because we have 2. So I keep saying our son, referring to a different one each time. But
I know you talk about the oldest one who can fend for himself, and then the one in the middle that. So yeah, I get it. You'll just bring them all. They'll be sad that they missed this trip, I'm sure.
Yes.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. We will see you next time. Well, actually, we'll see you later this year. I know you're coming back.
And stay warm. Stay warm over there.
We'll try.
All right, bye, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed Leslie and Andrew. They are amazing people. They trusted us to put together an experience for them that obviously they have a hard time putting into words because they got to experience 3 provinces, really 4 provinces in 3 weeks. And it is a lot to consume. I mean, they did have some free time, but for what we do here, we really give you time to immerse and absorb. So if you're looking for that type of experience, it doesn't really matter where you're from, US, UK, any of the Americas, anywhere, we are happy to have you have a real South African experience, because I think you deserve it.
Yeah, and from our perspective, like we came here, and I can see them on their journey, and that was our journey. And now we're sitting here, which is a good thing. We're contributing to tourism here, South Africa, where we want people to understand that, hey, this is for all of us. Mm-hmm. This is for the South Africans, and it's for the diasporans. the Americans and so forth. We need a safe haven, a place to go, things to do.
You need options.
Yeah, and we need friends to do it with. So there's about X amount of South Africans that you can have fun with. So that's kind of what we are doing, and we appreciate all the support that you guys have been giving us, and those that are watching us right now that are that's in America. You heard them chatting. You heard the conversation. Trust me, anywhere else you're going to go is going to be a letdown. But if you anywhere you go, if you go, I mean, you name it. If you go to Europe, you spend 3 times the amount of money, or you go to somewhere where you're sitting on the beach, and it's time to up your game. It's really time to up your game. It's time to do something nice and something that's cultural. That when you get done with your vacation, you're not just saying, "Whew, I can't wait till my next vacation." No, you're going to be still talking about that vacation, and we all need that. So again, you can our information has been on the screen, and of course, you can go to our website and book your trip. On our website now, you can actually book your trip, your 6-day, your 10-day, your 13-day trips. It's all there. Book a trip, and then of course, once you're booked, then we start making sure everything works for you. Keep in mind that a lot of people come to Africa, especially South Africa. A lot of people don't sit there and think, well, I've never heard anybody went, because everybody else is coming, like everyone.
The one thing I want to say too about that, when you say, people are coming to South Africa, because summer is in December, those of you that are thinking that you might want to have like your Christmas or your Thanksgiving, holidays that we celebrate on that side here in South Africa, do not wait to book, because hotels here, as many of them as they are, people from all over the world, especially over UK, Europe, they come here directly around that time because it's cold that side. They come here for their holiday and they stay extended periods of time. So if you don't want to be left out in the cold per se, because this will be cold that side, definitely consider planning, thinking about it now. We have payment plans. You make monthly payments. It's not like you gotta, it's not a one and done kind of thing. So just keep in mind that we try to make it as easy as possible for you to get to South Africa. So it's January now. If you're thinking November, December, start planning now. Send an email, give us a call, book on the website direct if you know your dates. Just this is the best time to be here. And as you heard Leslie and Andrew say, they were here, just through Christmas all the way up until New Year's. So they got to experience the South African holiday and got to see how the people enjoy themselves here. And it is a different vibe during the holiday season. It really is.
And they felt safe.
And they felt safe.
Yeah. So don't ask me anything else about crap. And don't ask me anything else about COVID, because we handle our business down here.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. It was good, chatting with you guys and all the people that joined us. And you guys have a good day wherever you are. But it's night here, as you see. And so it's time to go.
Good night, guys. See you next time. Thanks for watching.